Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Tyler 444 Sports with another high school/college athlete interview. This is episode number 9, one more away from 10. And today we're going back to my home state, Illinois. And we're going to my local area, the Chicago area, to Batavia, Illinois, and Batavia High School to interview a senior on the track and field team. Please meet Lukas, Gandy. Say what's up.
Hello.
All right. Lukas is a senior and is going to be on the varsity track and field team. You've been doing track for a while, and I know that track isn't necessarily the most popular sport, but that gets people into a rhythm and that gets people interested. So I just wanted to ask, how many years total, including high school, have you been doing track as a sports athlete?
Well, I started in 7th grade, and in middle school, it wasn't really much of a program. It was just a bunch of volunteers. And then, I've been in it since freshman year, going into high school, no gap years at all. So this will be my 6th season.
Yeah, 6 seasons. That's a lot of seasons under your belt. That's a lot of experience. I've been actually working at Six Flags for 5 years. Six Flags Great America up in Gurnee, Illinois. I've been working there for 5 years. This will be my 6th season coming this summer. So that's actually pretty crazy that you're going into your 6th season of track while I'm doing my 6th year at Six Flags Great America as a worker. And even though that's not necessarily sports, when you're in your 6th year of doing something straight in the row, that gives you a lot of experience. And that gives you a lot of opportunities to improve and maybe some new challenges and some new opportunities to just compete out there.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Now, going on to the specifics of track and field, what track and field events do you complete or compete in? And how do you usually prepare for the meets for track and field, whether it's a Friday or just another Tuesday or a Saturday? How do you prepare for them?
So for usually what I do is either long or triple jump, or most meets I do both of them. But usually what I do is I hit legs earlier in the week, so I don't have to deal with any soreness that'll affect my ability to potentially hit a PR. But so say I have a meet on Saturday, so on Friday we do 2 run-throughs. We start from the board that we're going from, and someone counts our steps. So I jump with my left leg, so someone counts my how many times my left leg hits the ground during a full sprint, and on the 7th one is where you start from. So I go from that mark twice, and then I do a pop, and that goes for both jumps. But and after that, if your mark's not very good and you're kind of just inconsistent, not hitting the board, you could just do more run-throughs, pops as needed. But for me, after I do all that, I sometimes do short approach jumps. For long jump, I want to say 8-step approaches, and for triple, I do up to 4 steps. But yeah.
Wow. Well, it's amazing because you not only do a lot of events, you get better and better at them with practice. If you put all the work in behind the scenes, you'll get better at your jumps every day. You'll get better at what you want to do. And I think, in my personal opinion, even though I haven't seen as much, I think definitely jumps are definitely the hardest. Even though it looks easy, like you're jumping once, you got to prepare for that. You got to really stretch out your legs. You got to stretch out your body, and you got to make sure you eat right and just get in a good habit and get in a good rhythm. And that's the part of being an athlete. You want to put the work behind the scenes, and you just want to stay as healthy as possible. So props to you. That's pretty amazing that you do so many events.
Yeah.
Speaking of events, what was your biggest moment on the track, or just throughout your 6 years of doing track? What has been your biggest moment or your biggest accomplishment?
Probably when I made my first like real varsity invite last season. So like when freshman year, like I said earlier, middle school, I didn't really improve at all because coaches were not good and didn't know what they were talking about or anything. So freshman year, I was probably one of the least athletic kids on the team. Like I was built like a twig, and I had the speed of a lineman. Best way to describe me back then. But
yeah,
I think my long jump PR ended up being 13.9 that year, I think. And triple was like 28.8, I think. But yeah, so very low numbers, but I want to say, but like after that, I just started lifting consistently during the off season. And sophomore year, I was a lot better, like going into my first meet, like, and it just only went up from there. And did the same thing the next off season, except I incorporated just going to practice every day I could, at least 3 days a week, if I could. But like so my triple also shot up because I also figured out my techniques and things like that. So I did so well in the first 2 indoor meets that I got into an 8 entry invite, but that was still JV, but it was later in the season. So we had this invite that we go to every year, but this year they took like a couple of our top guys on the team to a meet up in Prospect, which was basically just kind of like the top times invites. If you know, you know. But,
right. So like if you get,
yeah. So spot opened up in triple, and like my jumps coach noticed like how much I improved, and the guy that was supposed to be in that spot went to the meet up in Prospect. So yeah, he just gave me the slot. So yeah.
Wow. What a turn of events.
Yeah.
What a turn of events. That sums it up right there. You put You put all your effort in, you put all the work in. It's good. There's going to be a reward. You do good things. There's going to be a good reward at the end of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I could definitely relate this to other sports. I've had this occasion countless times. I've seen it with athletes countless times. They just keep working, and the first result might not be the best result, but a lesson here is sometimes it's not how you start, sometimes it's about how you finish. And I've seen that over and over with athletes, and I've seen it over and over with teams and games. Sometimes it's not how you start, sometimes it's about how you finish. Like in a basketball game, you might really, really struggle in the first half, but you might be able to come back and win in that second half. A recent example is Deerfield High School boys basketball recently this basketball season. They played Evanston, and they were down 40-19 at halftime. They managed to, at halftime, they were down 40-19. They were able to cut it all the way into one possession. They ultimately ended up losing, but Deerfield was able to come back, and they showed grit, and they showed toughness, and they showed fight. And even though, Lukas, you're not a basketball athlete, you're a track athlete, and sometimes that's even tougher with the events you do, because a lot of sprinting, that's a lot of cardio. So you have to run, you have to make sure you prepare. Like I said, you got to make sure that you're healthy, you just stay strong, you hit the weight deck. Once you start lifting weights and stuff, you could go really far. Like you said, your sophomore year. Once you get into something, and especially in high school, and get involved, whether it's a sport or academic, like student council or Cardinal Crazies that they had in my school, which is our student section. If you get involved somewhere, some way, you could go far. And this goes for any high school student or college student or any educator that is living out there. If you do something and you commit to it, you could go far with it. And that's how I think about it. It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Now, your final question, speaking about goals and aspirations, you're a senior. So this will be your last year with Batavia High School. Your last couple months, you plan to graduate. And that's going to be a big moment for you. And what are your future goals going to be after you graduate? And where do you plan to go to college? And if so, what will be your major?
So I am committed to Waubonsie Community College, and I will be majoring in automotive technology. But unfortunately, I will be quitting my track career because they do not have a track team. But like, I enjoyed it while I could, and I'm still gonna enjoy it while I can this season. But like, anyways, yeah, I took I'm gonna be majoring in automotive technology because originally I was gonna go in as undecided, but then I found out that you have to take a bunch of gen eds, and I absolutely do not want to do that because I'm already burnt out from high school.
Right.
And that's probably out of all the things, that was one of the things I was pretty interested in. So yeah, I did that, and probably for my goals is to, like, I want to be more independent, like paying for insurance, what else? Like, and eventually move out, like sometime in my 20s, and kind of because like my parents helped me with a bunch of things, like and like it just can't go on forever.
Right.
Like especially because I'm almost 18 now. I'm gonna be 18 not even 2 months from now. So yeah, that's probably the biggest goal for me.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I've heard a lot of great things about Waubonsee Community College. I've heard really good things, and actually the college I went to was College of Lake County. So College of Lake County is actually going to be a conference opponent with you guys. I think they have some athletics, but unfortunately, like you said, they don't have a track team. So you're going to have to forfeit anyway, but you know what? Sports are going to lead into one thing, and sports are going to get you that experience. If colleges and community colleges and universities can look at that and say, okay, hey, this person did track all 4 years in high school and 2 years in middle school, they could say, well, okay, we know this guy can balance sports and can also balance a work life and a school life. And you have good grades in school, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Good, because that's also pretty important as well. Keeping good grades as well, and having good scores on district tests and just classroom tests and quizzes, that really helps too, because those are summative. That just summarizes your learning as well. Those are important, and I've been through it. In my high school career, I've failed some tests. I failed some quizzes. I've done poorly on some assignments, but I was able to, just do my best and learn. And then I graduated high school with a 3.7 GPA, and I graduated college with a 3.0 GPA. And now I'm balancing the work life and home life and just other things in general. And it's just pretty amazing to see after high school where students go a lot of times. And the thing that helps them out really is sports. So that's pretty amazing. Now, one more thing on automotive technology, that's what you said your major was. Is that kind of creating the technology for the cars and just vehicles and things like that?
Yeah, kinda. And like it's also like, how do I explain it? Like, it's also like about fixing cars too. Like, not just that, but like how, like assemblies, stuff like that, engines, like that stuff was on the list of courses for the major.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting topic, subject, but yeah, that kind of also ties into mechanical engineering too. And I haven't majored in engineering, and but yeah, it's a pretty interesting subject. But that also ties into a lot of other majors and just a lot of other engineering and just mechanical. I actually know a few friends that are going to Texas A&M and are big Texas A&M fans that want to go there. But they're really good students as well. And I think Southern Illinois University also has definitely a really good program for aviation, which if you're on a plane, you have to know about the engine and stuff. You have to know what the whole thing is and the whole 9 yards. Same thing with the car. You got to know everything about that. But it's amazing that you're going to have a good future on automotives and automobiles and just cars and transportation. And yeah, pretty great future. High school track person, and also going into Waubonsee Community College, which is right nearby in Kane County, which is very cool, because that is a very, very good college from what I've heard. And yeah, that's pretty amazing. You have an amazing future. You're also a coaster enthusiast as well, which if you don't know that term, me and Lukas are both coaster enthusiasts as well, so we like to go to theme parks and ride coasters, which is pretty amazing as well. You might see a couple videos on my channel in the near future, in the next couple months, of me and friends going to Six Flags Great America or other parks across the U.S., which is going to be really cool. 2026 is going to be a great summer. So that is going to end this interview, episode number 9 of our Tyler 444 Sports Athlete interviews. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and turn on your notifications as well so you never miss a new video. Next interview, we will be going back to Iowa. So we will be reviewing a couple more athletes from Iowa. And that's going to be pretty exciting because they are on a football team and basketball team as well. So stay tuned for that. And without further ado, I'm going to end it here. I am Tyler 444 Sports, along with Lukas Gandy from Batavia High School. We'll see you in the next video. Say bye.
Bye.